Tonight, as the calendar turns to March 1st, something subtle yet powerful begins to move within you. Not loud, not chaotic, not dramatic, just quiet. And that's why most people will miss it. But you won't. Because if you clicked on this video, you already feel it. There's a strange stillness in the air, a pause between chapters, a sense that something has ended, even if you can't fully explain what. February felt heavy for many of you. Emotional closures, mental fatigue, unexpected realizations. Some of you lost motivation. Some of you lost people. Some of you lost versions of yourselves that you had been carrying for years. And now, March 1st arrives. Not as an explosion, but as an awakening. This is what I call the quiet shift into your next phase. It doesn't announce itself with fireworks, it whispers. And tonight, we're going to decode that whisper together. Because what's happening right now is not random. It's energetic, it's psychological, it's spiritual, it's deeply personal. March has always symbolized transition. In many cultures, it represents the turning of seasons, winter slowly giving way to spring, dormancy shifting into growth, the invisible roots preparing for visible blossoms. But this March 1st feels different. It's not about outer change, it's about inner alignment. Over the past weeks, you were being tested, not punished. Tested, your patience, your boundaries, your self-worth, your faith. You were placed in situations that forced you to see clearly what drains you and what strengthens you. Some of you finally stopped chasing someone who wasn't choosing you. Some of you realized the job you're holding on to is shrinking your spirit. Some of you felt an urge to isolate, not because you're antisocial, but because your soul needed silence. That was preparation. Because the shift happening now is subtle but irreversible. This is the phase where you stop explaining yourself, where you stop forcing outcomes, where you stop trying to convince people of your value. March 1st begins the energetic reset. Not the loud reset where you post new goals and make big declarations, but the internal reset where you quietly decide, enough. Enough overthinking, enough begging, enough doubting, enough shrinking. This is not motivation, this is awakening. Awakening doesn't feel like fireworks, it feels like clarity. And clarity often feels calm. Have you noticed something? Your reactions are changing. Things that used to trigger you don't hit as hard. People who used to control your emotions don't have the same power. You're observing more than reacting. That's not coincidence. That's growth. March 1st marks the entry into a new energetic corridor, a corridor of self-leadership. Before, you were asking, what do they think of me? Now you're asking, what do I think of this? Before, you were chasing validation. Now you're choosing peace. That's the shift. And it's quiet because it's real. Loud transformations are usually ego-driven. Quiet transformations are soul-driven. Right now, your nervous system is recalibrating. You may feel tired, sleepy, reflective. You may crave less noise, less social media, less chaos. That's because your energy is reorganizing. When a tree grows, the deepest work happens underground. Roots expand before branches do. March is your root month. Don't rush it. Don't compare it. Don't demand immediate results. This is the month where you detach from who you were. You might feel nostalgic. You might randomly think about past memories. Old relationships may cross your mind. That's not regression. That's integration. Your brain is closing loops. Your heart is processing chapters. Your spirit is reorganizing identity. This is why some of you feel both peaceful and uncertain at the same time. Peaceful because you're no longer fighting what is. Uncertain because you can't yet see what's coming. That space in between, that's the sacred space, the void between old and new. And March 1st is the doorway. Now here's the truth many won't tell you. Your next phase won't look like your old dreams. It will look aligned. Some goals you once obsessed over will suddenly feel small. Some people you thought were permanent will feel temporary. Some fears that controlled you will feel irrelevant. Because your frequency is changing. When your frequency changes, your desires change. When your desires change, your destiny shifts. This is not about astrology. This is not about superstition. This is about awareness. When you become aware of your patterns, you outgrow them. When you outgrow patterns, you create new outcomes. March 1st is not magic. You are, but timing matters. And this timing is powerful. If you've been feeling called to start something quietly, do it. If you've been feeling called to let something go, release it. If you've been feeling called to step back from certain conversations, trust that instinct. Your intuition is louder now, not in panic, in peace. This next phase is about intentional If you've made it this far, don't forget to subscribe for daily cosmic insights, astrology updates, and spiritual guidance, because the universe always has a message for you. Not reactive living. Notice how your conversations are changing. You're speaking less, but meaning more. You're listening more than arguing. You're choosing your battles carefully. That's maturity. And maturity is magnetic. Here's the message you need to hear. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are transitioning. There is a difference. Lost feels chaotic. Transition feels quiet. And you are in transition. March will test your consistency, not your strength. Strength you already have. Consistency is the lesson. Can you show up for yourself when no one is clapping? Can you stay disciplined when motivation fades? Can you protect your peace even when drama tries to re-enter? That's the new phase. It's less about proving and more about becoming. Becoming stable, becoming grounded, becoming self-trusting. You won't need as much external reassurance. You'll start validating yourself. That's the awakening. Some of you will feel an urge to declutter your space, your phone, your relationships. Do it. Your outer environment reflects your inner state. As you simplify your life, your mind clears. As your mind clears, your direction sharpens. March 1st is not about speed. It's about precision, slow moves, clear intentions, quiet confidence. You're not chasing anymore. You're attracting. And attraction comes from alignment. Alignment comes from honesty. So ask yourself honestly, where have I been betraying myself? Where have I been tolerating less than I deserve? Where have I been acting out of fear instead of truth? March is about correcting that. Not loudly, but firmly. You may notice people reacting to your calmness. Some will say you've changed. You have. And that's okay. Growth makes some people uncomfortable because it removes their access to the old you. But this new you is not available for chaos. This new you values energy over ego, time over tension, clarity over confusion, and that is powerful. If February was about endings, March is about embodiment. You don't need to announce your transformation. You just live it, and people will feel it. Now here's something deeper. The quiet shift also means you may temporarily feel lonely, because you're no longer resonating with your old environment, but you haven't fully stepped into your new one yet. That in-between can feel isolating. But don't mistake isolation for regression. Isolation is incubation. It's where identity crystallizes. Trust this phase. It's shaping you, and by the end of March, you'll look back at today and realize something shifted. Not dramatically, but permanently. Your standards rose, your reactions softened, your focus sharpened, your energy stabilized, and most importantly, your self-respect strengthened. This is your awakening, not loud, not chaotic, but deeply intentional. So tonight, as March 1st begins, don't make a list of 20 resolutions. Make one decision. Choose alignment, choose self-respect, choose peace, and then protect it, because your next phase requires it. You are not becoming someone new. You are returning to who you were before fear shaped you. And that return is powerful. If this message resonated, it's because you're already stepping into it. Comment below what you're releasing as March begins. Comment below what you're choosing differently. And remember, the loudest shifts are rarely the most powerful. The quiet ones? They rewrite your life. March 1st is here. Welcome to your next phase. Because loud awakenings trigger resistance, quiet awakenings create integration. March 1st is not asking you to become someone else overnight. It's asking you to become more honest with yourself every single day. And honesty is not glamorous. It's uncomfortable. It exposes the gap between who you pretend to be and who you actually are becoming. Right now, many of you are realizing that the life you were building was partially influenced by other people's expectations. Family pressure, social media comparison, society's timeline, the need to look successful instead of feel fulfilled. This is the phase where that illusion starts dissolving. You may suddenly question goals you've had for years. You may feel detached from achievements that once defined you. That's not laziness, that's evolution. When you awaken, you don't lose ambition, you refine it. Your next phase is not about doing more, it's about doing what actually matters. March is asking you, are you building a life that impresses people or one that sustains you? That question alone can rearrange everything. You might notice you're no longer interested in arguing. You're not trying to win debates. You're not trying to correct everyone. There's a calm detachment forming within you. That detachment is strength. It means you no longer need chaos to feel alive. And here's something deeper. Your nervous system is learning safety. For years, you may have equated intensity with love, stress with productivity, anxiety with ambition, drama with connection. Now your body is saying, peace feels better. That is the quiet shift. And when peace starts feeling normal, you can't go back to chaos without feeling exhausted. Some relationships will naturally fall away in March, not because of conflict, but because of misalignment. Conversations will feel forced. Humor won't land the same. Priorities will feel different. Let them go gently. Not everyone is meant to walk into your next phase. The key lesson of this part is discernment. You're learning to distinguish between what's familiar and what's aligned. Familiar feels comfortable because it's known. Aligned feels calm because it's true. Choose aligned. Every time. Now let's talk about the fear that quietly surfaces during transitions, because even though this awakening feels calm, there is still uncertainty. And uncertainty can whisper doubts. What if I'm making the wrong decision? What if I let go and nothing better comes? What if I outgrow everything and end up alone? These fears are natural, but they are also outdated. They belong to the version of you that survived by holding on. Your new phase requires trust, not blind trust, grounded trust. Trust built on self-awareness. Look at how much you've already endured. Look at the patterns you've already broken. Look at the boundaries you've already started setting. You're not the same person you were a year ago. That means your decisions won't produce the same results. Growth changes outcomes. March is less about external rewards and more about internal authority. You're stepping into self-leadership. Self-leadership means you don't abandon yourself to keep others comfortable. It means you don't shrink your truth to avoid rejection. It means you don't rush your healing to match someone else's timeline. This is the month where you stop outsourcing your power. No more waiting for someone to choose you. No more waiting for the perfect moment. No more waiting for confidence to magically appear. Confidence grows through action. Take one small aligned action this week, not to prove anything, but to reinforce trust in yourself. Because trust is the foundation of your next phase. Without it, you'll second-guess everything. With it, you'll move quietly but decisively. And that's unstoppable. By now, you may feel something shifting in your identity. Old labels don't fit anymore. The people pleaser, the overachiever, the always available friend, the strong one who never needs help. Those identities were survival strategies. They helped you navigate certain seasons, but they are not your essence. March is asking you to redefine yourself, not based on trauma, but based on truth. Who are you when you're not trying to be needed? Who are you when you're not trying to be admired? Who are you when you're simply at peace? That version of you is emerging now. And here's something powerful. When you stop performing, you start attracting authenticity. The people who enter your life next will resonate with who you truly are, not the mask you wore. This is also the phase where discipline becomes spiritual. Yes, spiritual. Because choosing consistency over comfort is a form of self-respect. Waking up on time, taking care of your body, managing your finances responsibly, honoring your commitments. These aren't just habits, they are declarations. They say, I value my future. March is not dramatic, it's foundational. Foundations are not glamorous, but they determine how high you can build. So don't underestimate the small daily decisions you're making. They are shaping the architecture of your next chapter. Now let's bring it all together. March 1st was the doorway. Parts 2 through 4 were the unfolding. Part 5 is embodiment. This is where you stop consuming transformation content and start living it. No more waiting for another sign. No more waiting for another motivational video. You already know what needs to change. You already feel what needs to end. You already sense what needs to begin. The quiet shift is complete when you act on what you know. And here's the final message. Your next phase will feel boring to people who thrive on chaos. It will feel too calm, too simple, too slow. But for you, it will feel stable. And stability is luxury. Peace is luxury. Clarity is luxury. You are stepping into a season where your energy is protected, your circle is intentional, your goals are aligned, your emotions are regulated. This doesn't mean challenges disappear. It means you respond differently. You no longer react from wounds. You respond from wisdom, and that is the true awakening. March 1st was never about the date. It was about the decision to evolve quietly, the decision to protect your peace, the decision to trust yourself, the decision to stop betraying your own needs. So as this new phase unfolds, remember, you are not late, you are not behind, you are not lost, you are aligning, and alignment changes everything. If you've made it through all 5 parts, comment, I choose alignment, below. Let this be the moment you consciously step forward, Not loudly, not dramatically, but intentionally. Welcome to the version of you that no longer needs chaos to feel alive. Welcome to the calm power of your next phase. And this time, you're not going back.